right, welcome back to Nino's Adventures. We took a little break making videos all cyclocross season into the early part of winter. And just took a little time off. Nino has been busy doing a bunch of stuff, still riding his bike just as much as ever. But he's been eager to make another video. And we really just haven't had a whole lot of content worthy to put up on the channel. We've made some videos to save, maybe make a collage type video later in the year. But this is the first video that I guess is pretty significant. And so we're going to tell you a story while we watched Nino practice for the national championship. That is a few days away now. We're going to release this video in time before the national championship so that maybe you'll come out, cheer him on. And most certainly, if you can't come out, you can at least send him some encouraging words here on the video or through social media and encourage him to go out there and give it his best. But it's a pretty inspiring story. It was quite shocking when we found out what happened. But here nor there, sometimes you just got to play the cards you're dealt, and that's what Nino is doing. He's playing with a few good cards in his hand, but he's still playing, and that's what that matters at the end of the day. So, hey, watch this video, and I'm going to tell you a little bit about what's happening because it's a whole lot different than it has been. Stick around. I'll make you very interested. Trust me. So it all started at the beginning of mountain bike season when Nino showed up at race number 1. This year was different than last year. We learned a valuable lesson at Cyclocross Nationals. Nino didn't warm up. He didn't have his best race. The main reason why is he didn't warm up. But we were trying to help out friends, and be totally honest with you, just communication got crossed, and Nino was the victim of poor communication. But something really important happened that day. He got 6th place out of about 20 kids. Extraordinarily good for being one of the youngest kids in the field. Nothing to be upset about at all. But when we were walking away, I asked him, Nino, what do you think about the day? He said, well, I got 6th. It's not that bad. I haven't won all year. What difference does it make? Well, it really shocked me. And I'd realized all the things I thought I'd done right leading up to this was actually wrong, at least partially wrong. Nino is a great loser. He can lose and he doesn't pout. He can lose and he doesn't go and complain to anybody. He doesn't protest. He doesn't make excuses. Truly hard to believe for somebody that's only 9 years old. But sometimes when you're a great loser, you're also not a great winner. So, between his mom and I talking, we decided that this coming mountain bike season, he was going to race kids his own age. He wasn't going to race kids 2, 3, 4 years older than him. Not this year. Though he's capable and would even win some of them. It was time for Nino to learn how to win. So, it most certainly changed our objectives this year. But I truly believe that it's helped him. So fast forward, early mountain bike season, spring here in Virginia, cold weather. He starts off the season, and he was racing kids in his own age, within his own age, a couple years. Nino has gone undefeated this year. That's a feat that few kids ever get. Some of the races he's won by 20, 30, 40 minutes. That's not bragging. That's just how fast Nino is. When Annan the Cannon Frederick shows up to the races, Annan has gotten fast and gives Nino some good competition. Nino knows Annan's coming, but for the most part, Nino still has had really good races and has not had to work extraordinarily hard in most of the events. He knows Annan's coming, And he knows it's on countdown before Annan passes him at the finish line one day. And it almost happened one time this year. But for the most part, Nino has kind of had it easy this year. Until 1 month ago. We were notified that USA Cycling had done away with any 10 and under races. Everybody that was affected by it was extraordinarily shocked, almost speechless. We sat back. We really didn't know what to do. I'm pretty well connected with the people at USA Cycling. I work for them a lot. But I had no clue how to handle this. But little did we know, Nino had a plan. And this is what this story is about. It's telling you Nino's plan and where we're going from here. Trust me, you don't want to miss it. And if you can, come out on Friday, July 17th, I think. 16th, 17th, whatever it is. At about 3:30 p.m. at Explore Park in Roanoke, Virginia for the single speed national championship, where Nino O'Connell at 9 years old will be the youngest competitor, probably in the history of USA Cycling, to race in a championship race in mountain biking. That's not for kids. So here's the story. And buddy, only Nino could pull this rabbit out of this hat. So about 1 month ago, we'd gone to Salisbury, North Carolina to pre-ride from one of the USMTB races that was coming. I had not told Nino that his race had been canceled. After our pre-ride, which went very well, we went to Taco Bell, a place that Nino and I both like to go. We sat down. He was in good spirits. We'd gone by a Pokemon store. Had a good afternoon. Took the day off of work. It was the perfect time to break the news to him. I really didn't know how he was going to take it. While I was eating his taco, I looked at him and told him, Nino, they canceled your race for the national championship. His first response was a smile on his face, because he said he had some sort of relief that he didn't have to worry about it anymore. And I knew exactly the feeling that he had. I kind of laughed. I did laugh. But then the emotions kind of sunk in. And he's like, well, what do I do now? I was like, watch everybody else. He said, that is not acceptable. I said, well, buddy, we don't have another option. He asked me right then, without any hesitation, he said, well, how about I just race the pros? And I said, you can't race the pros. And he said, why can't I? I can race the pros. I said, physically, yes, you can race the pros, but they will not let you race the pros. Obviously, Nino's 9. He doesn't have a license, so he doesn't really even know what license means. But he has a cycling license, and his mom and I manage it. I think he knows he has one, but I don't think he knows what it means. So I told him that the rules don't allow him to race pro because of his license. It really didn't make any sense to him. He asked me to call the man in charge, Justin Evans. Said he wanted to speak to Justin. So I sent Justin a text message, and Justin's a busy man. He couldn't talk right then. He did respond in text message and explain the reasoning, and I understand and accept the reason. Nino does not. And Nino is waiting till this week to be able to talk to Justin, and he's been threatened to make sure he's respectful about it, but I've warned Justin that he's coming, and Justin is prepared to explain to Nino why his race was canceled. To kind of tell everybody it was to help with scheduling for the events. And whether you agree or not, that was the decision was made, and we had to go on with it. Nino wasn't satisfied with it. He was determined to race. When I told him he couldn't race pro while he was eating his taco, he pondered for a few seconds, and he said, well, then I'll race single speed. And I really didn't know what to think. I was like, well, I don't know if you're big and strong enough to race single speed. He said, of course I am. I'll start training today. From this point forward, I'll only race single speed, but that's what I'm racing at the national championship. A kid that determined, I'm surely not going to stop him. So, we go home, and he tells his mom he's racing single speed at the national championship, which is an adult race. And if you don't know much about single speed, it's a one-geared bike, and it is about as hard as it can possibly be. It never gets easier. The longer the race goes, it only gets harder. You have to spin super fast when it's easy, and when it's hard, there's just absolutely nothing you can do to make it easy other than grit your teeth and push down with all your might. But Nino is probably one of the only kids in America that is actually strong enough, stubborn as a mule, strong enough willed, strong enough physically to be able to do this. So I said, well, if that's what you want to do, I'll support it. So I signed him up. And right when I go to sign him up, age restriction. You must be 17. But lo and behold, they had a paragraph that you could petition USA Cycling for permission to race in the event if you were not 17. So I wrote a one paragraph for Nino describing how he had completed 60 or more races for USA Cycling, was last year's champion, 6th place at the national championship for cyclocross, and has completed multiple endurance events to include multiple 70-mile gravel races. He has more than enough skill, endurance, and knowledge for the rules and bike handling to be able to compete in this race. To be honest with you, I didn't think USA Cycling would allow it to happen. But they know Nino, and they know he's capable. Is he capable of winning? Truth be known, no. You can't tell Nino that. But he's most capable of completing the race. And that's what it's all about. Right now, at 9 years old, it's not all about winning. It's about participating, getting the experience, and honestly, maybe motivating some people to never give up. He motivated me because I was about to give up, and he came up with his own plan. So, the rest of the story I'm going to tell you here in a second about what Nino's been doing, torturing himself for the past month, getting ready for the national championship in single speed. So ever since that Salisbury day, Nino has raced single speed against the grown men. He surprisingly passed lots of people in the sport fields. A few times he's even made me kind of work hard staying with him, and I ride single speed all the time. He's gone to the national championship course about 5 or 6 days now, and he's put in close to 20 laps of one of the hardest courses anywhere around. 14 miles and over 2,000 feet of vertical climbing is what that course is for his race. And he's done it nearly 5 times now. He is prepared as ever. We built a single speed up. He psyched himself up. And the other day when I told him that he wasn't going to win, he was mad at me. Actually mad at me. Was I a bad parent for saying that? I really didn't think I was. But I just didn't want his heart to be broken. He really thought he could win. And you know, I told him, one day, son, trust me, one day you will. But right now, it's just probably not in the cards. But it's not about winning. It's about going there and doing it and showing that, one, you deserve a race, your own race, for your age. But two, that you're a bad tail enough to be able to race one of the hardest races available at 9 years old. The story's so good that local news stations picked it up. And they're about to interview Nino in the next couple days and start running this story on local news stations. Who knows? Maybe it'll go national. I think it deserves it. A 9-year-old that was told some bad news and through his own little brain came up with the solution, the only possible solution that allowed him his chance to compete at the national championship. And then did everything it took to make himself, bike and body and mind, ready to actually compete. Can he win? Never going to count him out, but doubtful. But I guarantee you, if he does what he's been training to do, he probably won't be last. And this is some of the best riders in America. So one more time, I invite you to come out to Explore Park in Roanoke, Virginia, Friday, July 16th, 17th, 3:30 p.m. to watch 9-year-old Nino Liam O'Connell, a.k.a. Nino Torpedo, the youngest rider in this year's United States of America Cycling Organization's national championship race. I'm honored to be his father. Thank you for supporting him through the past couple years of the channel, and I look forward to showing you the outcome of his race, regardless how he does. Just the fact that he is brave enough, tough enough, and strong-willed enough to hop on that start line and let his presence be known. He's going to make his mark in history, and I hope you come and support him. And if you can't, send him a message, because this is a significant thing that he is doing, and I'm sure it's going to motivate some of you. Get off the couch, get out there and ride. So, we'll see you soon. I'll be announcing at the Nationals all week long, and I'm going to be so proud to watch Nino Torpedo come through wearing his placard in the single speed national championship. Till next time, see you on the trails. Be safe, and God bless. All right, just finishing up the practice lap. You got tomorrow, you'll come back tomorrow, and then we'll come back on Tuesday. Of course, that's when the news is interviewing you. But what you got to say to all your supporters and fans?
Make sure to check out ABC News for the interview. And on the biking, if you're a rider, it never gets easier, just get faster.
That's right.
Same thing goes with school. It gets harder, but if you get faster with it, smarter with it, it just keeps going and up, going up and up.
Right, all the way until like you're the smartest person in the world, right?
Like Elon.
Yeah, Elon, yeah. Are you the smartest person in the world?
Absolutely not.
Me neither. Good job, Nino.